Xbox is always constantly the talk of the town, and I talk about it a lot myself. Clearly, this brand was kind of founded on Xbox, and it's funny to look back at 2013, 2014. I was just like this random guy that was doing videos, like these little crappy reviews or whatever, and it's so funny because I did a video after seeing the Xbox showcase, and I was like, man, they've got some really good games. I wasn't all up to date on, oh man, how the outrage that I guess I should have been having over the Xbox One, trying to take our games. Xbox is trying to take our games. It was like everybody was like DRM, which is so funny because everything is DRM now. And at any rate, I did a video about how I was going to pre-order an Xbox One. I could only get one at that time, so I was like, I'm going to get an Xbox One. Killer Instinct, Rise, Forza Motorsport 5, Titanfall, Sunset Overdrive. These games all appealed to me. Dead Rising 3, these were like the exclusive games, and they appealed to me, and that was the reason behind it. No other reason. And I've always bought consoles based on the exclusive games that they have. Microsoft is going in a little bit different direction, and I want to be clear, and I've mentioned this before because I had people try to do the whole gotcha thing. Like, they'll go, look, you got positive Xbox news here, but on your social media, you're all pissed off at Phil Spencer and Xbox. Listen, you will not find a positive video that I've done lately where I don't at least bring up that I think that, yes, that could be a positive for Xbox, but at the overall scheme of things, there is no way with the current strategy that Microsoft has of no exclusives, there's no way that that'll lead to anything else but the dissolution of the Xbox console. So hopefully that clears things up a little bit for you guys. I'm not trying to be a flip-flopper or anything like that. I like to give my true, honest opinions on these things. Xbox can both do good and bad things depending on what it is. If I look at things from a standpoint of maybe this person only has an Xbox, you have a Series X or S, that's going to fill out the rest of this generation. You should be set. Game Pass is on fire right now. Those things are factually true, while also the imminent destruction of the actual console and hardware side of Xbox is also going down the toilet. That can also be true. Those two things can be true at the same time, right? And they are. So, yeah, kind of makes you think a little bit. Anyway, I want to get into this. It should be a good one. I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews. Like I said, this is a very interesting thing that's going on right here. And, it could lead to some very interesting things in the future. It could lead to actually more hardware. So here's the funny part. So Xbox games are dominating the PlayStation 5 download charts for April. A lot of people are talking about this. A lot of sites are talking about this. For me, I look at it and I go, okay, well, how is that even news? I get it because traditionally these would be, Xbox would be exclusive games or whatever. But, Microsoft went and bought the biggest IP and the biggest publishers in gaming, spent over $100 billion, and so they bought games that people would buy normally before they bought them, and people continue to buy them after Microsoft bought them, and supposedly that's some kind of big news. I guess that's the part where I get a little bit confused on, like people try to make it into like some huge, massive deal, and I guess I don't see that aspect of it. I think that the one good part of this that could come from all of this is the fact that Microsoft, they might make, but again, they really have to make a lot of money from this, and even though and people don't understand when I say this, but chart positions and being top selling on the charts doesn't always necessarily mean, that something sold well. Even something being number one on NPD as far as a game doesn't necessarily mean that game is a success, right? And I can give you plenty of examples, but one of the most profound examples is Quantum Break, and that's a game that I think landed in the top 2 on the NPD, disappeared out of the top 50 the next month, ended up, did that game even sell 1 million copies? I don't know. I'm not sure if it did or not. Maybe it did, but surely wasn't a success. And, again, we see that this kind of thing happens time and time again. I feel like there could be a point where Microsoft is making good enough money to where they're okay with, just having this console to fool around with. But are you guys okay with that? I think that would be the bigger thing. So anyway, April, as we're now into May, was a strong month for Xbox and Microsoft, with game studios published and developed games dominating the monthly download charts for PS5 players in the United States, Canada, and EU. According to Circana sales data, it recently released The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered has skyrocketed to becoming the third best-selling game for 2025 so far in the US. In the PlayStation blog for monthly download charts, the same three games take either first, second, or third place in US, Canada, and the EU. Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, Minecraft, and Forza Horizon 5 at the top of the charts. In the EU, Clair Obscur is in the top 5, while just outside the top 5 in the US in 6th place, but that's not an Xbox game. Today, Circona Executive Director and video game industry analyst Matt Piscatella reported that in just 1 week on the market, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered sold so well that it's already the third best-selling game in the U.S. behind Monster Hunter Wilds in first place and Assassin's Creed in the second. See, this is another situation where I go, okay, well, what does that mean? So, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered sold well, so it's already the third best-selling game. But honestly, what has come out this year that's really done remarkably well? Like, they try to get you to believe that Assassin's Creed sold incredibly well, or that Monster Hunter sold incredibly well here. I don't think Monster Hunter tends to sell incredibly well in North America, but, selling well to get third on here could be 1 million copies, it could be 500,000 copies, it could be 2 million copies, right? Like, for being the best selling this year, it could be less than that, right? So we don't really know because we never hear any of these official numbers, and it's kind of weird to see the way that comes up. So I think that it is successful, but I also think that a lot of times people maybe jump on that bandwagon that things are more successful than they actually appear, due to certain things like this. So I guess we'll have to wait and see how that kind of comes out. But at the end of the day, I think Microsoft has something going for themselves with this, and maybe this is something that'll continue to do well for them. Xbox obviously had a change in strategy to publish games on all platforms instead of trying to pull more players to its own devices and services with exclusive first-party titles. Might not be popular among diehard Xbox fan, but the strategy is at least working on PlayStation, letting Sony do all the hard work, and probably Nintendo as well down the line, where you'll see, if you really think about it, right? Microsoft seems to be in this weird position because, Phil Spencer's never seen the success as a leader. He's 11, 12 years at Xbox, head of Xbox. He's never seen sales success for his consoles, right? Like Series X and S are doing worst of all, right? I mean, they're probably middling around there at what original Xbox sales were, but letting Sony do all the heavy work and selling all the consoles and seeing successful sales for games, that's probably got to feel good to see that happen. Same thing with the Switch or Switch 2. Let Nintendo do the heavy work and then come in and sell some games on the platform. I think that's probably what we're looking at happening there. It just really sucks that it comes at the behest of the actual Xbox hardware, which again is a weird situation because you have them promising Xbox hardware, but they also said it's just 4 games, and they also said ZeniMax was about exclusives where Game Pass exists, and they've also said this and that and the other thing. But the truth of the matter is, and I've seen some articles go up lately, people are like, well, Xbox consoles are now basically a Game Pass machine. Is that good enough or not? To me, it sounds like the next Xbox, if there is one, is going to be $700-800, and Game Pass is not going to be a reason to buy it, right? You got to have something that I'm not going to get game-wise on Nintendo or Sony platforms, and so I think that's the way a lot of people look at it as well. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this. Let me know what you think. I certainly do appreciate it. You guys have been amazing. Please like the video. It's pretty much all I ask. And if you guys wouldn't mind, go ahead and subscribe. It really does mean a lot. And I'll catch you guys next time. Let me know what you guys think. I think so, I think it's very interesting, but I do think they'd have to sell a ton of games, you know, and that would have to be something that really blows people away. So we'll see. Rack 'em up. Crep Gamer out.